Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us at the MarketSite studio in Times Square, New York City, we have Rajesh Vashist. He's the CEO of Nasdaq-listed SiTime. It is great to see you in person, in studio, because last time we spoke, shortly after your IPO in 2019, we talked about the promise of 5G technologies. Here we are, over 2 years later, and it looks like SiTime, you've made some progress there.
Yeah, we've done exceptionally well. Thank you for having me, and it's great to meet you in person. We've done exceptionally well over the last 2 years, and we're one of the few companies that has benefited from the stay at home, the work from home, COVID, electrification, all of that.
So tell us about the momentum that you've seen since the IPO.
Yeah, so the momentum has been exceptional. One metric is that we went public at $13 a share, and even today we're at $130 a share or more. So that's a 10x return over 3.5 years. Very proud of that. In the meanwhile, our profitability has gone up. We were sub 20% in profit. Now we're at 30%, barring the last couple of quarters. Our growth has been stupendous. In 21, we grew at in 2020, we grew at something like 65%. In 2021, we grew at 86%. Even last year, which was a good front half, bad second half, we still grew at 30%. So it's been terrific momentum.
As the creator of the precision timing category, how does it impact our electronics, our everyday lives?
Yeah, what's happened, Jill, is that I could not have predicted the advent of AI. I could not have predicted the adoption of electric vehicles or the adoption of automated driving. All of these were things that we had taken us by surprise, and the momentum behind them has been exceptional. So basically, SiTime, as a heartbeat of all electronics, has done really well in getting our growth, getting customer relationships. We now have something like 20,000 customers. We have 300 different applications, and we have a whole host of products in everything from consumer products, like that watch that you're wearing.
And our rings. You and I have the same rings.
Right. And all the way to missiles, like the missiles that we hear about every day in the Ukraine-Russia war. We're involved in a lot of cameras in cars and so on. So we have over 300 applications.
Let's talk about the semiconductor market cycle, because 2023 certainly is another one. There's a lot happening with the CHIPS Act, with new applications such as artificial intelligence. It seems like that's what everyone is talking about as it relates to AI. What is your outlook for the semiconductor space?
So the bad news, good news, right? So the bad news is that the cycle, as you said, everybody got a little more enthusiastic. Customers, suppliers like us, we shipped more because our customers wanted more. But we saw that there was a buildup of inventory in the second half of last year. So we've forecasted that the first half of 2023 is going to be our slowest, and then back in the second half of 23, we're going to be higher again, and we're going to resume our growth in 24, 25, 26. So we're good about that. The second part is the CHIPS Act is something that I'm very excited about. I'm not very sure of how it's going to get revealed a little bit more, but the concept of declaring that semiconductors is sort of like the new oil. I think as somebody who's lived in the valley in doing semiconductors for 40 years, I think this is a long time coming. And I think we need to take back into the West and in the United States specifically the power of semiconductors. So I'm very bullish on that. And then overall, I think the semiconductor is going to become a very important part of our lives. AI is very important, and we participate in that business as well, because that's precision timing. So very, very enthused about the future, barring the last few quarters.
Let's go back to the SiTime growth here. 66% in 2020, 88% in 2021, 30% in 2022. What's the outlook for SiTime as you look longer term?
Longer term, what we have told our investors is that barring 2023, which is a year of adjustment, back in 24 onwards for the next few years, we should be at give or take 30% growth rate, which I think is absolutely astonishing to proclaim that, because we see the promise of AI, we see the promise of 5G, even talk about 6G, we see automated driving, we see military aerospace defense, and then consumers, right? All of that is growing at the same time in timing. SiTime is the leader in timing. We invented the category of precision timing, and so we are very, very focused on this market.
All right, Rajesh, appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Really.